All right, back here with you on Inside Training Camp Live. Construction now underway in Michigan's Upper Peninsula on the Steve Mariucci family Beacon House. For almost 20 years, the Beacon House has provided a home away from home for thousands of patients and their families receiving critical medical care in Marquette. Coach now back with us, and this has been a passion project for you, your wife Gail, and your whole family. I know, and it all came together last week when you guys were there for the groundbreaking. The floor is yours, Mooch. Tell us more about it.
Well, we had a former Beacon House, an older Beacon House, Rhett, that provided over $64 million of free lodging and meals for the people getting medical care at the hospital. But what happened was they built a new hospital on the other side of town. So we said, hey, we got to be close with our people that are staying. We got to be right next to the hospital. So we said, let's build a new one. And you know what? We're continuing to provide a home away from home with just one less worry with all these families that are dealing with a medical crisis. Let me say something to the people of the Upper Peninsula. This building is going to be fabulous, but I hope you never have to use it. If you want to take a tour, fine, we'll show you. But I hope you never have to use it like so many people have had to do. We did. If you have cancer, if you have cardiovascular issues, if someone in your family has been in an accident, if you have to be here and you have to be a guest of the Beacon House, I want you to know we're here for you.
Steve and Gail, thank you for well over 500,000 yeses and all the years that you've been invested in us to make this day become a reality. We are so proud to name our new Beacon House for you and to show you how much you mean to this organization and to the people of the Upper Peninsula.
We were ATVing and my son was in an accident. And so he was rushed here to the hospital. And what we thought was going to be maybe a couple of nights stay at the hospital ended up being a 3-week stay at the hospital. And after the first day or so, the medical staff strongly suggested that we get some sleep. The Beacon House came for us, a place not only to sleep, it was a place where we'd sneak away for a few minutes just to clear our minds in an otherwise very difficult time. The people that were there, not only the staff, but the other guests that were there, we shared our stories, we got to know each other, we cried together, we hugged together, they became family. So because of that, the Beacon House for us really was a beacon of light, and otherwise a very, very dark time in our life.
What Tom and Kelly didn't tell you is during that time they were here, their son was an organ donor, and they stayed with us until he was able to change someone else's life after he passed. Yes.
Tom and Kelly, that's why we do this. I'm here to say thank you to all of you, for your generosity in terms of financial support, for your generosity in caring about this place and seeing it through. I've always wanted to do this at the Indianapolis 500, okay? But never been invited. Gentlemen, start your engines! Sooner or later, someone that you know, your wife, your kids, your parents, your neighbor, your friends, are going to have a medical issue. And they're going to be in need of a place like this. There's going to be a place to read, a place to rest, a place to heal. You can walk 10 times to the hospital in one day without getting in your car. It's right there. Place to get a wig if you're having chemotherapy. There's going to be a place to pray. 1, 2, 3. And if you believe that you're raised by, yes, your parents, but if you also believe that you're raised by the village, you've heard that. Well, my village is the UP. That's where I'm from. That's where you're from. You know what? People in the UP take care of people in the UP. All right? Upers take care of Upers. That's why we're doing this. Okay? So again, thank you. And thanks for cutting the grass here too. Look at this. Are we ready to do this, everybody? Yeah. All right, thank you very much.
Well, that is just fantastic. I'm so glad our viewers get to see now what we here at NFL Network have known for so long, which is the measure of your heart and your family's heart, Mooch. So we thank you for that. But could you tell us a bit more about how you became involved with the Beacon House?
Well, 18 years ago, they asked me to be involved, and I said, yeah, this is a no-brainer. And by the way, before I tell you about our foundation, you can go to upbeaconhouse.org to learn more about it. Or we have a GoFundMe page, too. Just search Steve Mariucci Beacon House. But anyway, about 10 years ago, I started my Mariucci Family Foundation, and it really, the board is just me and my wife and my kids. And the reason I wanted to do that is I wanted to teach my kids philanthropy. And so many NFL players and coaches are involved with so many different 501c3s and foundations and do such good work. And I always thought it was our obligation to go ahead and help out when you can. And so I've had my kids be on a board and learn how to raise money for certain causes that they love, and how to distribute and decide where the money would go and contribute themselves and all of those things. So it's important to me that my kids are also involved. And this is one of the things it's the thing that I'm really most proud of, because it's been a lot of hard work and for a lot of people. And boy, we're hoping to get this thing built. We're hoping to have a grand opening and a Christmas tree light ceremony next December and open this thing up. It will be our gift to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, where thousands of families can continue to use the Beacon House when their family members are getting medical care.
Hit us with that website one more time, Mooch, before we leave.
Well, it's upbeaconhouse.org. And like I said, also, we're on GoFundMe, and just search Steve Mariucci Family Beacon House. But thank you so much, and appreciate you having me on to explain what this is. Thank you.
For worthy causes like that, certainly a part of what we do here. Thanks very much, Mooch. Appreciate it.